Yes, sir. Yeah. Good morning. Hello everyone. This is Johnny as a channel manager from CWSoft, and I will be the host of the webinar today. And thank you everyone spend time join our event today. Today we also invite one of our business partner from Civil Design to join our webinar, and they will have he will give you more information about his civil solution to you. Hello, Xiaomi. Mr. Xiaomi, can you hear me?
Hi, Johnny. Yes, I can
Hi.
hear you loud and clear.
Okay, great. Please say hello to our audience today.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for joining us. Johnny, please take the lead, and then I will join you.
Okay. Okay. So before before our webinar, before we start our presentation today, we would like to give you detail about our agenda. The first part will be me give you details about ZWCAD new version of 2022 highlight, and also information about our company. And the second part will be Mr. Xiaomi will give you more information about CivilCAD, the introduction and demonstration. If you have any question, please leave your message or your question in the Q&A chat box. We will answer your question one by one during the Q&A section. So what's new? What's new in ZWCAD 2022? The new version of this year actually already released a few days ago. I believe some of you already tried the new versions before. So today, let's go through some of the highlight and detail together. So first one we would like to show you is about the new design of the menu design. And let's have a look at the screen, the interface here. And some of you, if you already using ZWCAD or another CAD solution, most of you already familiar with. And so this is our previous version's interface. And what we changed this year, we changed the classic menu at above the ribbon panel. So even just a small change, but you feel about will help you saving time and you improve your efficiency, especially some of you get used to use the classic menu right now. So right now you can see the comparison between the new version 2022 and the previous version. I hope the connection is good enough, and you can see the zoom in, zoom out, the create the polyline, and the modified entirety, etc. is way more faster and better than before. So I will not go through the detail with you. And the best way to experience the new version at the speed of a ZWCAD is you can download it and download ZWCAD new version and try it by yourself. When you try it, then you can exactly feel the ZWCAD 2022 version more straightforward directly. Data link. The new feature of a data link is another new feature to help you saving time to link ZWCAD with an external data table. And some of you during your design every day, some of you maybe you need to change some data in your Excel file, or also you need to update in your W file in ZWCAD. This year, ZWCAD can help you saving your time after you set up data link. So you only change one time in one table. For example, in your Excel file, if you change some of the data, then will be automatically updated in Excel file. Also, you will have data link notice in the corner in ZWCAD to remind you. So then you don't need to double check your information anytime after the new version this year. IFC import, another new feature of this year. Also, this is one of the steps for us to go into the BIM industry. You can easily to view the IFC model 3D, and you can check the components easily and without detail. You can see the video on the PowerPoint here. So, and also, in the end, you can extract the IFC data by the extraction, data extraction in the end. So let's have a look a few minutes. So again, this is another new version highlight of a flag shot. Basically, is how help our user uh, to create more easily to convert their 3D drawings into 2D drawings. So you can see, for example, like here, this is the 3D models, and then you can decide which angle you want to convert, like different angle, like in the 2D drawing. So using this new feature, and you can easily convert different 2D drawing to give you your supplier and your different departments, design supporting department for your daily design. So which means it's more easy to help you saving time to communicate with others all the time. So transparency, plotting. So what's more, this is a new change and this version. So it will help you more clear to look at the transparency in ZWCAD 2022. And please don't miss it. And after the webinar, please download and give it a try. One of the things here we would like to highlight is about the new licensing system. So you can see here, actually this is our previous version licensing manager. But this year we changed the new way to help you to activate your license more easily. You can see this is the new interface of the licensing manager, and it's more smart color, and you can manage all your license in one single panel. One thing we want to highlight here, especially offline activation. So in ZWCAD 2022, you can easily activate your license without internet connection. You just only use your cell phone, scan the QR code here, then will generate a new code and activate here again. So without any internet connection, it's way more easy and more convenient than before. So please don't miss it and give it a try later on. Actually, we do have more new feature and improvement in new versions this year. And so please don't hesitate to contact our local partners. So even during the pandemic environment, so they absolutely welcome to answer your phone, answer your question, make an appointment with them for the demonstration of a new version this year. Then you have a more detail from them later. One last thing here we would like to highlight about our ZWCAD 2022. Anyone join our webinar today, after the webinar, you will visit the user kit, the link of the user kit. You can see including all the information here, like the new feature videos, the catalog, flyer, etc. So also, if you want to get the license, trial license of a new versions this year, please don't hesitate to contact me. So you can see in the chat box, there's some information you can contact, or you can contact me right now. Of course, you also can contact the local partner. Okay, and some of you already know about our company, and some of you actually not really know about us. So I will take this opportunity to give you more information about CWSoft. ZWCAD was funded in 1998, and the first generation of ZWCAD actually was born in 2002. You can see every few years we have a big step. Like for example, we focus on we start overseas business market in 2004. After 4 years, and we focus on education market in different country. And in 2010, we do have our own 3D CAD/CAM solution. In 2019, we have a higher-end solution for our customer CAE solution. They also have a good news this year. ZWCAD is successfully public in China early of this year, which means our company development will be more faster than before after this year. And I will show you why I'm saying that. So you can see here, after 3 years, we will aiming to all-in-one CAX solution satisfy the whole process of manufacturing and construction. After 5 years, we will do all-in-one CAX platform and engineering ecosystem. We will build it in the future. So we will aiming to be the world-leading engineering software provider. Also, this is our vision. So we hope this day will coming soon, then we can provide more option and better solution to all of you today. So after 20 years, from us, ZWCAD already have 8 subsidiary and branch in different country and location. For example, one R&D center based in Florida, and one of the overseas branch based in Vietnam. We also have a different office in different city in China. So in the future, in coming years, we will have a more local office branch subsidiary in different locations. For example, like European regions and Asia, and also South Pacific area. So which we can help provide more better local service to our users and our partners. And until today, actually, we already have more than 11 staff working in ZWCAD. Probably in the next month, we will have more than 1,100 people working in ZWCAD. And most important, 15 of them will focus on R&D to focus on how to develop better solution. We hope we can give you more good feedback and support, and especially for the product itself to help you saving time and improving your working efficiency every day. So this is some highlight of our global key account. You can see this is a global key account from different country, and also this is our major industry what we are focused on, like ACC and automotive, shipping, construction, etc. If you're looking for more information about your customer story or key account in your region, please contact our local partner. They will have more information to share with you. So this is after 5 years, what we are going to do, sustainable all-in-one engineering ecosystem. First of all, of course, the user and customer will be our first priority to improve, to provide a high efficiency CAE products to all of you. And right now, until today, we already have more than 260 partners from more than 90 countries to provide local service. And also we have a more and more solution provider to join our business together to provide better solution in different countries. And we are happy today to invite one of the solution provider from Civil Design. And hello, Xiaomi, are you ready?
Hi, Johnny. Yes, can I take the control?
Yes, of course.
Okay, 1 second. Hi, everybody. I hope you can see my screen. Johnny, Marina, is it okay?
It's great.
Thank you. So thank you, everybody. What I'm gonna do in the next 40 minutes plus a Q&A session is to demonstrate ZWCAD Civil. ZWCAD Civil is a complete package for civil engineers, professionals, and it covers the entire needs and requirements of the civil engineers. So a little bit about our company. We are in this business developing and selling and supporting leading civil engineering solutions since 1999. The ZWCAD Civil is the ultimate plan design tool for civil engineer professionals, and it's a fully BIM software. You'll see it while I'm walking, but in generally what it says that the surface, the contours, the horizontal alignment, the profiles, the pipelines, everything's are BIM models. Although ZWCAD Civil is a new product, quite new, it's based on a software that was developed since 1999 and serves today actually serve almost 3,000 users all over the world. The name of the product is CivilCAD. So what we did, we took the strength of the CivilCAD, the strength of the ZWCAD, and combined them together. So ZWCAD Civil is, first of all, simple to operate. Once you start using, you can follow the tutorials, the manuals, you can join one of the webinars, one of the training, and then start using it. Of course, we have our support team to help you. It's fast, it works very fast, it interacts very fast. It's very agile. It's use the BIM concept that every change affects everything else. But still, it's very robust, meaning the capabilities are strong and vast. ZWCAD Civil comes in 4 packages. One is the full package. It combines all the capabilities of the software. If you are a road designer, you might find the roads package sufficient for you, because the roads is a complete package for the road designer and construction company. The standard is for land developer, for site planning, earthworks calculation, volumes, mapping, and surveying. So surveyors, land developers, quantities calculators can use the standard. Then, very popular package is the ZWCAD Civil Pipes. If you are a designer of sewage drainer or water supply, or actually also gas pipelines, you have this pipes unit or pipes module which fits for these requirements. In the agenda, I'm going to start by general introduction to the ZWCAD Civil, what it can do, how does the system work. I will continue by creating contour lines and 3D terrain. I will continue by designing some horizontal and vertical alignment of roads, and then go into an example of detail design with cross sections, getting the layout and the corridor. Generate some earthworks report, and then I will do a designing of sewage pipelines. We start with the layout, crossing infrastructure, sections, reports, and the interaction between the various modules. The last thing will be the question and answer, which can serve both for ZWCAD Civil and for ZWCAD 2022. Thank you, everybody. Without further ado, let me start the live demonstration. So I'm starting the system, the software. I'm using 10.2 version, which can work with either 2022, 2021, or 20. So each one of these systems can work with the same 10.2 version. So you can see here on the top, ZWCAD Civil 10.2. You can see the menu of the ZWCAD Civil is here. So you have the topography, design, the earthworks calculation, roads with all the features, retaining walls, pipelines, some geometry and survey tools like traverse, GPS coordinates. All this come on the top. In this case, I'm using ZWCAD 2022, but if I go to the configuration, I can change here to each of these packages. Here below, I have the topography coordinates window. Actually, it's an editor. Let's see it in action. So what I'll do, I'll start with a new project. A new project is a project is actually the container of what we are doing. It includes the DWG, but also other data, the B modules and everything. So I will open a folder for it. I will call it Webinar 1. Here it is. So now I'm working with Webinar 1. Webinar 1. And I will start by just introduction before going to the heavy stuff. I will start by keying in some coordinates. Let's say I got from a surveyor, or I'm a surveyor, some coordinates. So I can key it in. Point number 1 with easting of 1000, northing of 1000, and elevation of 100 per 32. Point number 2, 50 on 50, and this is the elevation. Number 3, 30 to 130, and 5.67. This one would be 1002 on 1050, 106.7. When I hit to refresh here, automatically the points will be shown here. By the way, we will give room for question and answer at the end, and if there's need, I will come back to whatever you want to see. So these are the points. It's actually a block which was inserted in the elevation with the point number and the elevation. So if I change it, for example, I will call it point number P and refresh, it will become P. If I want to add another point, I can pick here, put it here, and there's another point here. Now, since we didn't give it a number, the system called it automatically 1005 with 0 elevation. So let's give it some kind of elevation, 107. Okay. Now let's assume that I want to create a 3D surface out of these points. I'm going to the topography contours. I'm defining the intervals, let's say 25 cm or 0.25 meter. And I'm getting the contour lines, actually a 3D surface of this area. I want to do a change to the surface. Let's say I want to add another point here. I will use the same thing, but when I pick here, now you can see the coordinates is coming with the Z value, right? Because it's actually, we have the Z value here. So I want to stretch it a little bit. I will change the elevation to be 108 and refresh. And also refresh the module, the surface. See the surface change accordingly. So just for your own interest, if I want to do a section, let's say from here to here, this is the section, right? Or if you want, let's change the scale, this is the section. Okay, so this was just a quick introduction to capabilities. By the way, another nice thing that I can do, if now I'm a construction company, I'm a surveyor, and I open a new project, and I will here, what I'll do, I will insert a DWG. This one, I got it from the designer. Okay, this is a junction and I want to set it out in the field. I can click here the pick. So the software shows point number 1005. Okay, starting from here, I'm putting some setting out points, typical points which I want for setting out. Can divide automatically or whatever. All the points appear here. So immediately when I do refresh, I'm doing actually very similar to what I did before. So these are the points here. And I can repeat the same thing, let's say point along this side. So I have more points sitting here. But I'm not so happy with the numbering because I want this to be one side of numbering and this is the other side of numbering. So what I'll do is this. I will use the locate here. I'll use polygon in. Starting from here, all the points which are, locate, polygon in, my mistake. Remove the object snap, this one. All the points here. See what happened. Once I close the polygon, all the points in the list are here, I highlighted. You can see down here. I can now catch them as a block. I mark the block here and tell the software renumber them starting from 1. So now all of them become 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. And now I also want to give them not just number, but a name. So this is the junction, south part of the junction. So I call it south, S. If I will refresh, now all this will become S1, S2, S3, and S4. And I will do the same to, polygon in. Remove the object snap. All the points which are situated here. Again, block, renumber them from 1 and give them, and this will be north, N. I'll refresh. So these are N and these are south. And now I have my list ready. I have my DWG. This is the list. I want to save it automatically to my total station or my GPS. I can save here either as a pure text file or to Topcon, to Leica, Sokia, and so on. Trimble, and so on. So this was just introduction, but let's go to some roads design. I will start with a new project. And now, of course, I'm not typing all the coordinates. So what I'll do, I'll just load coordinates into the list below. So I got my coordinates here and I will refresh them. So you see, I have many points here. I've loaded like 17,000 points. So, and now I would tell the software, similar to what I did before when I tapped in, but in this case, I just load it from a file, which I got from my surveyor. So you see, these are the points. The same principle. In this case, the surveyor also given me some lines, typical lines, we call them break lines, which define critical changes in the surface. Okay, so these are actually 3D polylines with Z value, which define breaks in the surface. Now I'll do the same thing like I did before with contours. In this case, I would say 0.5 meter. let the software create the surface, and what I'll get the same thing that we did before for the small amount of points. I will get it now to this much bigger area. Okay, great. So I have my surface, 3D surface like I had before. See all my points, my data. Let me a little bit take these break lines, put them in the background. Let's make them say like this. And even the topography, the points, actually I will freeze them. Yeah, much easier to work with. Maybe even the contour lines, I'll give them some more dark color to be in the background. Excellent, good. Now you can see that there is some kind of a path going here. It looks like unarranged, unpaved. So what I'll do now, I will design a new path going in this way. I will start by creating a new layer, and I will call it center line. And I make it the current. And I will even give it a color, let's say red. And my center line starts from here, go up to here, continue like this, and then ends up like this. If I'll now go to roads, horizontal alignment, and tell the software, select this polyline and convert it into an alignment, what I'll get now, it's become an alignment with cross section each 25 meter numbered. I asked the software to show the label of the distance between the cross section and to the IP, the coordinates of the IP. All this has been shown. Now it's in alignment. But since it's an alignment, I can now manipulate it a little bit. I want to enter some curve here. So let's say 50-meter curve. Okay, so now it's 50-meter curve here. And the same goes here, also 50-meter curve from here. Okay, so you see that the label changed automatically according to the curve, also the tangent point to enter the curve from here, the exit from here. It's a small urban road. Now, I don't like this 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. The labeling, I will change it to what we call running distance and apply. And get this going on. Fine, I've done my horizontal alignment. I've done my horizontal alignment. By the way, if I want to change it a little bit, I can just move it a little bit, move the IP from here. Let's say use the object snap here and apply the change. So automatically the alignment will change. Okay, so this is the original polyline. I don't need it. And the alignment change. I'm happy. This is my alignment. Now I want to see the profile. I'm going to roads, vertical alignment. The system automatically starts a new DWG here. You see, road ver DWG. So the layout will be here. and the profile will be here. Here below there are two tables, one to show the existing ground level and one for my design, which you'll see in a minute. If I will apply, automatically the existing ground level from the surface will appear here, and this is the profile of my road. So what I can see here is the ground level, the distance between sections, how the horizontal alignment. Remember, I turn to the right, then turn to the left, and these are the tangent. Let me start designing. I will draw a polyline starting from here. Let's say very near the existing, like this. And I do something similar. Remove the object snap. Here, and I'll do something similar from here. So this is my new profile. My new profile, let me just, but for now it's just a polyline. Let me just trim it a little bit, arrange it. And if I press apply, see what happened. Now it became a profile. So it's a complete profile. I can see all the data, and the data here, the design level and the slopes, everything shown here. By the way, I can see the same here in the table. See? The vertical IPs, I can see them here. Now I want to create a design curve, of course, here. So I want to do it very close to the existing ground level. So this is the second curve. I'm using a function here and tell the software that the arc should go through this point. If I click it, then the software created an arc that goes a curve. It's not an arc, of course. It's a curve, vertical curve. It goes here. Here, I want to create a curve of, this is 25, 50 meters. So I'll come here to the table and just say 50 meter, apply. Okay, this is 50 meter. I'm not so happy. So let me move it a little bit, stretch it here, and apply the change. Okay, good. So this is my profile. I have my horizontal, I have my profile. The good thing is that since we are working with B modules, if I apply now, the elevations along the road will change. So we can see this elevation have been taken from the labels of the elevation have been taken from the profile. Actually, this is the topmost. Let's give them some color. Something like that. Okay, so you can see this elevation. Distance, I don't want. Let me freeze them. Okay, like this. All right. Now I want to create the layout or the corridor. I will go to the cross sections. I will go to the cross sections. Here, it's a complete new window. This is the drawing, existing, and design, and the list of cross sections. So tell the software, create a list of cross section each 20 meter and get the existing ground level each 20 meter. So this is the existing ground level. I can actually, you can see them, all of them are here. But now I want to use a template. So we'll load the template from my existing templates here. Go to local, 2 lanes plus sidewalk, and this is the template. It's a 3.6 meter to the left, 3.6 meter to the right, 1.5 meter here for the sidewalk. We see total thickness of 60 cm, 50 cm here for the subgrade. And this is my road. Good. On the left, I will leave it like this, because I will do land development later on here. On the right, I want to add a side ditch. I'll change this to right ditch, and I will change it to 1-to-1 slope. The cut depth is 0.5, and infill also 0.5. Let's see. Okay, this is the side ditch. If I'm happy, tell the software, fine, use this section. Sorry. Use this section all along. Good. So first, second, okay. And of course, do the same for the side ditch and reinterpolate it. So what I can see now, section 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the sections are ready. By the way, the software told me, said that in the last section, we have a problem because I have not designed a profile. So what I can do, I can go to the profile and see what's happening in the profile. Okay, see here, I've not designed a profile. So if I would extend this, see, I complete my design here. I didn't design the profile completely. So let me extend it a little bit. Excellent, up till here. Go to the cross sections. And apply. Excellent. So now everything is ready. I have the cross sections. I can see the corridor if I want. Okay, so all the data, the labels of the corridors, including the contour line, the side ditch with the flow direction is here. We have the elevation of the levels in the roads, also in the ditch. Everything is here. I can also tell the software, create a sheets of A0 of my cross sections. So in the layout, I will get 2 sheets. This is the first one, and this is the second one. Okay, just this is A0 supposed to be. So let's apply. Okay, you can see better now. Of course, you can change this. This is just a template which you can use. So everything is here. Also in there, I can print it. Fine. So I've done my cross sections, I've done my profile, I've done my road. What I'm going to do now, using this road, I'm going to design a pipeline network, a sewage network, with a main pipeline here and some other pipes going, one along this road, this existing road, and one going toward this direction where we want to design a new section. I'm going to layers, and like I did with the horizontal alignment, the center line, I will create a new layer. I give it a name, sewage, SW, make it the current, and make it red. Now, so my first pipeline, we start somewhere here in the junction, let's say near this side of the road, goes all the way toward here. This is one manhole. Another manhole will be here. Another one will be here. Another one will be here. And going to the end of the road, let's say each 40 meters would put a manhole. Okay. So this is the polyline which I've created. But I also want to create another pipeline which start here and going toward this road, this existing road. Here, here, yeah, that's enough. And another one starting from here, going down toward here. So this is my pipeline network. For me to better see maybe what I'll do, I'll freeze some of the labels. Yeah, it's better like this. Now I can see. I'm going into pipelines. I'm going into pipelines list. You can see it here. And in the pipeline list, sorry, going to the layout and build my list of pipelines. First one will be 1. I will call it the main one. I will name it with M. This will be the big one. And from M, we have M1 and M2. And it's a sewage pipeline in millimeter. So all this and this are sewage pipeline with round profile. Good. I will start by defining the first one. So I'm converting this polyline into a beam of a pipeline. You see the list of manholes are here. If I want to see them on the drawing, here they are. See? Manhole 1, 2, 3, and so on. Okay. Now I will continue the second one, M2, which is also a sewage pipeline. So I'll tell the software, the second one is this one. So automatically the system will create and identify that this is a join manhole. So it call it 1 plus 1, 1.1 plus. So this is line M and this is M1, which go out of it for this direction. This is a bigger manhole, pipeline. So I'll go back to M and I'll tell the software the diameter here is, since I said in millimeter, 400 millimeter. So let's see it. Okay, this is 400 millimeter. Automatically the labels appear here, 400 millimeter, the length on the segment, and so on and so forth. And the second one, M1, is 200 millimeter. Okay, great. Great. Now I want to design the section. I'm going into the sections. I will start with the main one, M. And this is the existing ground level of pipe M. But we want to show also the design ground level. So I click here, and this is the design ground level that we just designed. The software automatically identifies whether there's a joint manhole or intersecting pipe here with 200, and it's in the beginning. Since the software for now doesn't know what to give, it just buried it in the ground for 1.5 meters because we didn't design it so far. Great. But before I continue my design, I've got from the electricity company a DWG with an electricity line, which is somewhere here. You can see it, this one. They give it to me as a DWG. Maybe they got it from the GIS system. I don't know. It can be a shapefile, whatever I want. But unfortunately, I can see that it's only in 2D, not 3D. So I'll tell the software, go into the crossings. Crossings are the crossing infrastructure. Go to this layer, we call it, and find out all the lines which sits in this layer, because it can have many. So the software automatically identifies 4 points of crossing with electricity, this. Now, I don't know what is the depth, but the electricity company told me that the average depth is 1.2 meter. So I change this to depth, and I'll put here 1.2 meter. And since I'm working in millimeter, I know that it's 150 millimeter pipe. If I go to the section again, you can see all this crossing infrastructure. You can see that this is from electricity, 150. This is a 1.5 meter in the ground, here. And you can also see the distance from the nearest manhole. Let me continue design. How do I design? I can draw, but I'm designing a sewage pipeline, so I'm starting with a depth. You can see the table below. It shows all of the manhole, the entire manholes. I'll start with the first one. And I will start by saying that the first one is 1.5 meter in the ground. I can draw it from here, go up, but I can see here that the slope of the ground is around 2% here. This is what it says. So I go up to here, to the top here, which is here. And I'll tell the software up to this point, you go by 2%. Here it is. This is a 2%. Since there is no manhole diameter for now, I see something schematic, but this is 400 millimeter. But I see a problem. I'm intersecting with this electric pipeline. So by your permission, I will take the starting point to be 30 cm deeper. Yeah, I solved it. See, I went down by 80 cm. Told the software to use the same slope, and I'm good. From here, I'm going up to this point. Up to this point. Let's say I want to be in a depth of 1.5 meters here and calculate the slope automatically. So instead of entering the slope, I just entered the depth here, and the software automatically went with a straight slope. Straight slope of 4.7, actually 4.7 and 4.5 in the last one. And from here up to here, also go to the end with a depth of 1.5 meters. Which is 2%. Okay, the problems, also a problem here. What I'll do, I create a drop here on this one, 224, a drop of 50 cm. I created a drop of 50 cm here. By the setting, the software automatically create an external drop. Now I'm not hitting the electricity pipeline. That's it. This is my pipeline. If I'll go to the layout and apply, all the data will automatically, all the labels and data will automatically be overlaid on my drawing. The last thing that I want to show, and we are about to finish, are some reports. So 1 minute, the software is doing some coordination of all the surfaces and the beams. We'll see it in a minute. And so we started with the surface, we continue with the road. Then, okay, what I can see here, this is the line, this is the manhole, this is the height of the manhole, invert level, top level, invert level. There's one crossing here, you see, here, another crossing here and here, and all the data of the manholes appears all along. Okay, so if I will freeze this, you can see better now. By the way, I forgot to give some kind of a diameter for the manholes. I can use automatic diameter, and the software automatically change it accordingly. If I go to reports and click here, I can see the manholes reports. So remember, we have 3 lines. Unfortunately, I did not continue with this design, so it's empty. But here, okay, the complete list, the coordinates of each manhole, the size, the depth, the height of the manhole, the invert level in the entrance, and the diameter. The same goes for if I want to see quantity reports, quantities report for only the one that I designed. So I can see that these are the quantities for the pipes, and these are the quantity for the manholes. I have 2 types of manhole, 10 of 100, 10, and these are the depth of each one. And there's one external drop here. Johnny, team, I'm done. And now I think we should leave the floor for Q&A, because I already saw one, at least one. Johnny?
Yes. Hello, Xiaomi. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I think some of the attendee actually asked you some question. Can you see the Q&A chat box?
Yes. Yeah. Okay, there are two questions here. Let me repeat them. One from Mr. Akim, which asks if I can see the curve in the profile. What do you mean again? I thought I show it, but let me just hope this will answer. Let me go into the vertical. This is the profile. And okay. So if you are talking about the vertical curve, so these are the data of the vertical curve here and also here. If you're talking about the horizontal curve, we see it here. I hope this answers your question. I can add some more data like super elevation, which I've not done, and many other things. But for now, I hope this answers your question. Are you okay, Mr. Akim? Is this what you wanted to see? Or if not, you can just send more like this. Now, can I generate cut and fill volume or height? Of course. This is from Adonis. Yeah, so for example, for my road, okay, guys, some of you are entering questions in the chat and some enters in the Q&A. I will try to answer both. Let me start with cut and fill. Roads. Yeah, so for this road, I want to calculate the height and fill. I go to earthworks and no stripping. No stripping. Yeah, here it is. Volume table. The volumes are without stripping for road number 1. For this section, you can see the details of the cut and fill and the accommodative. Okay. Okay, you have we have many questions. Akim, I will try to answer very soon, but let me just finish this one. So you can see the cut and fill. So in this case, I have 91.5 cubic meter in fill, and the rest is in cut. By the way, of course, I can export it into Excel if I want to do some things out of it. I can, by the way, this is inclusive of the ditch. If I want to remove the ditch, I can exclude the ditch here, and I will get the volumes again without the ditch. Okay, so ditches volumes are here differently, and for the road differently. I hope this answered the question of Adonis. Yeah, for Akim, I'm talking about the vertical curves. How did you manipulate the angle into the curve? Oh, okay. What I did, probably you talked about the trick that I used. Okay, in the curve, I have many ways or tricks how to design the curve. I use two tricks. One is defining the length of the curve, what we call 2T, 2 tangent, which I entered here, 50 meter for this curve. You can see this 50 meter. Or I use the different mechanism. It's a button sitting here, which says to the software, design the curve to be directly moving through a specific point. So I have many tools here. I try to show two options, but I have other. I can enter the radius and so on. I can change the curve graphically. I hope this answered the question. If not, we'll have to go to a different session. You can just send me an email, send it to sales@sivandesign.com. By the way, we have a session group in WhatsApp. People ask me questions oftenly, almost every day, and I usually answer either directly or if it's specific, I answer only to the person, me or the support team, of course. Usually it goes to the support team. Mr. Mike asks, is it possible to import survey data direct into the program? Of course. When you say survey, this is the basic thing that I did. When I started in the topography coordinates, what I did is load data here. from a text file. This is what I did. I load the text file. It's a standard text file. It can be a CSV file. It can be a standard text file, CSV from Excel, I mean. A text file, it can be directly from TopCon or Leica or Socia. If you're talking about raw files, meaning observations, okay, there's this complete problem is how do I move the, okay. There is in geometry here in Distoma data, in Distoma data, you can see, you can load here raw data. So here it's a different thing. If I want to take observation and make calculation here, I don't know what exactly do you mean, but so the data, if you're talking about observation, yeah, I can load it here directly from, again, from any total station and do the traversing here. It's a complete model. I didn't show it in the demonstration. 50 meter, why 50? Why not 70? I mean, what guides the 2D? Okay. In this case, I use 50 because it's another question. Question asked, why did I use 50? I used 50 because I looked at the curve, and this is what guided me in the term of visibility. Look, this is a small road, and I use 50 meter because I wanted a curve that does not intersect here on this distance. But that's all. I've not used any, we have predefined AASHTO standards inside, which I could use to define it, but this is not a highway. This is a small road, urban road. So I use 50 just because that's what I showed here. I didn't have any specific standard which I used, which I have in the system, but I didn't use it. When I load the layout corridor or cross section, the horizontal alignment became too crowded with layout data. When I load the layout corridor on the cross sections, yeah, of course, but I can decide what to display. I have many things which I can decide. First of all, everything becomes in different layers. And while if you remember, when I start designing my pipeline, I left data, but you have like 15 or 16 different layers for the labels of the road. So I can freeze some of them, show some of them, whatever I want. For example, the ditch is still showing, I see it here, but the rest is not showing. This is what I did. Another thing, if I don't like it at all, then I can manipulate the label in the first place. If I go to options here, I have many definitions of what I want to see. If I want which kind of data. If I don't want to see, for example, data each 25 meter, I want to see it each 100 meter, I can do it here. I can come here, show the data display at the distance of 100, and so on. So I have many ways how to manipulate this. Is it possible to render the surface in ZWCAD? I remember I did it once, but I don't remember. I think it can be done, but I'm not the key expert for rendering in our company. I can maybe, again, send us and we try to send you an answer by email or a private session. This was a question by another one. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. More questions, guys, in the Q&A. It's better in the Q&A. Thank you so much. Yes. Thank you for the question. It was interesting questions. Yeah. More questions, please. More questions before we sum up? More questions before we sum up? No. No question for now. Okay. Was one coming up? Yes, we can. Of course, we can. The question is, how do we create triangles. Coming to that, it was a question someone, actually the rendering when we did the triangling, the rendering what we did was through the triangles. Yeah, the question was how do I create triangles? How do you show the triangles of the surface? First of all, just to let you know all of this, all the triangles are in the backgrounds. This is the way the software works. All these surfaces are triangles. It's T triangles irregular network. But if you want to see it, I just hit here the show triangles, and I done it for the existing, not for the road, but I think you'll see it in a minute. Let's see what happened. Heading height. Yeah. Meanwhile, if you have more questions. Okay, yeah. I worked with triangles in the background. It's just something that I did not display. Okay, so this is the triangles that goes in the background. This what is going on in the background that the software used to create the profile, the earthworks, the cross sections, and so on and so forth. Yeah. There are more. Thank you. Please, can we explain again how to load the cross sections template? Yeah, we show it. Yeah. I hope this, I don't know if this is the last one. Someone asked me how to load the template. Okay. In the cross sections, I'm using this to load the template. It's a TML file. And in ZWCAD, we have many templates. You can, of course, create your own templates, but there are templates, predefined template here, which you can use. We just load it. I loaded it to the first section, design in the first section, and then project all over. I'll give you an example. I want to go now to this section, section 200, and make the road wider on the left side. So I change it, instead of, I make it 7.2. So what I did, see what I've done? I've extended this one. So this is a new template which apply only from 200. Which apply only from 200. So in fact, I had to tell the software, project this to all the section from 200 and up. Project the change which I did from 200 and up. So if you want to see now, all the section from 200 and up are wider. Sorry. Yep, are wider. It was my mistake from here to here. So if I will create the corridor again, sorry, I have a lot of triangles. Let me remove them. See what happened after 200. Let me freeze the corridors. See what happened from here to the left? Here, the left lane become from 3.6 to 7.2. So, and I can save it as a different template. So of course I can mix templates together. I think we can close the session unless you have more, something more in the Q&A. Yeah, more are coming. Now, can we split the corridor in parts and use more than one template? Okay, actually, I answered this question right away. Of course, I can split the corridor, but I have even better. I used different template. Actually, I did it before you even ask one question from Vasilis. I changed the template to be wider, starting from 200. So I have the same corridor, but with different length. Of course, I can split it to two different corridors, but then I will need to create a link between them, which is more complicated. It will not be unified. Okay, how much is ZWCAD Civil? Okay, about pricing and everything, you can send us an email. By the way, if you go to our website, go to the store, you can see the different model and the pricing. Yeah. Okay, I think I answered all. I'm trying to scroll. Full version of this software. Full version, you can get the trial version from our website. You can try it. If you have question, you are more than welcome to ask, and we will try to help. Everything should be channeled to sales@sivandesign.com. Even if it's technical questions, send it to sales, because then the sales team, the support team, everybody sees it all together. But if you go to our website, you can download and see it. Thank you, everybody. Johnny, I'm done. I think I've answered all of the questions.